Okay. So, good evening, everyone. I'm Vikas Pandey. Uh, Welcome to the week 3 of the live interactive session of the Joy of Computing using Python. Okay. Uh, these are some basic details which will be helpful for you, like this the website, the classroom code. If you have not joined, it will be easy for you people to interact in amongst yourself. The schedule for this class is mostly uh, Tuesday, 6 to 8. This is the Meet link, and this is the YouTube channel where all the videos are being uploaded. Okay, so before starting, if you have some questions, like if some concept you are not able to understand, you can ask, or we will be covering most of them mostly when we are taking the class. Okay, anyone with some question? Okay, so let's move forward. So in this,
Sir, I had a small question, sir.
yes, Satya.
Sir, I had a question. Sir, question was, sir, I am having some difficulty in understanding the string slicing. Sir, can you please tell us once again, sir, about that string slicing part means how things is happening? Okay, sir.
Yes, we will be covering that. In fact, I have put some extra things for that so that we will be covering that string slicing. So that will be covered today.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So any other doubt? Okay. So in this week, uh, the concepts that were covered in the lecture are list, and this is a very important uh, part because here in many other programming languages, the concept of list is there, but in some other form like array and these things. List, dictionary, sets, tuples, these are some specific things which make the Python more versatile. Using this list and other such uh, data sets, we can say we will be able to do a lot of things. Second one is loops and conditional, which was covered earlier also, but in this section it has been covered more. Okay. Then statistics, mean and scipy stats dot trim underscore mean. So you see, in this case, we actually got to learn something called. I have written this mat matplotlib.pyplot and this thing, but in this we learned a very important thing called library. Okay, so can anyone here help me to understand what is a library? If you have watched the video.
Built-in
Sir,
function.
library can means we can call a library, sir, as a group where we put similar kinds of functions together so that we can achieve one particular task. For example, if we have to plot, for example, graph and those things, so we are going to be importing the statistics library because we are going to use functions from that library. So, sir,
Okay,
things
and
like that.
yeah, good. And Satish, you were also saying something.
No, no, the same thing I was going, but yeah, he
Yeah,
has told correctly.
yes. And one more question arises. Why library? Why cannot we have all these functions with the Python itself?
Sir, because it will occupy too much of memory. Sir, this is my answer.
Okay. Anyone else? Anyone? Feel free to ask. This is live interactive session. This interaction is important thing.
Not got question. The sir, please repeat. Repeat.
Yeah. When we are talking about library, it is fine that it is collection of some functions and this. But why we need library? Why cannot we have all the functions of Python inbuilt inside the Python program by default? Like we have print, like we have other libraries, like other keywords like print and then import and these things. These are inbuilt into the Python general library. Then why we need so many library? Can we not build it inside?
one
Yes,
guess,
Akshay. Yes, sir. Satish. Yeah, please.
one guess runs like that. The
Mm,
field is too vast, so
mm,
whichever is necessary to in anybody, that can take
mm.
only that from library. So
Yes.
it may not have been covered in general. I think so.
Uh,
Not exactly.
yes.
Reason is
Yes.
not.
This is very much correct. Anyone else would like to add something to this?
Yes, sir, I would love to add one statement, sir. As I said previously, sir, I think that the systems, for example, the relatively older systems which have been in use for around 5 to 7 years. So if we those machines usually have a lesser memory. So if we start adding everything inside that, then maybe the system is going to collapse. Means the crashing may occur
No.
because of excessive memory
I have.
usage.
I want one clarification for you from you. When you are
Yes, sir.
talking about memory, are you talking about the hard disk or the
No, no,
this
sir.
disk
I am
space
speaking about
or RAM?
random access memory, sir. I am speaking about random access memory.
Okay. So
Yes, sir.
if all of them is loaded, it is fine that it will crash. Along with that, using libraries gives us the flexibility. Flexibility in the sense we will load only those parts which are needed, not all of it. Like suppose you have to visit to a like you have to visit to somewhere cold, you will carry the like sweaters and these things. But when you have to visit to maybe South India, Kerala, or somewhere where it is not going to be cold, you will not be carrying the whole baggage. You will just be carrying the clothes that are needed. So libraries made something like, but there are some basic clothes. Yes, Priya, you have something. Okay. So it is like the basic clothes, like for me, t-shirt and jeans. These are the basic clothes I will carry wherever I go. See, so this is like the basic library of Python. Along with that, there is one more thing that is inherently there when we are using library, that we can create our own library also. This gives us the flexibility that suppose you are working in an organization where some specific functions or specific programs are being used repeatedly, like some functions are being repeatedly by multiple users. So we can create one single library that can be given to all of them, and they can easily include that with their program. So there are two advantages. First thing, we are not creating a big baggage for our programs. Along with that, we have the capability of creating some own library. So, and especially when you are in organization or when we are working for some specific set of things like suppose defense or uh, these things. So there a separate library can also be created for specific functions that makes it even more versatile to be used. Flexibility. And then one more thing was covered in this, that is file handling. That is how someone has written a mail to me regarding this question. I forgot the name. Uh, that how to edit something inside a file. Okay, so that was also covered in this week, and we will also be discussing that. So everything clear till here? Okay. So when we talk about list, this is a very important table which I got from somewhere, that these are the methods used in list. A list can have these functions, like if there is a list L equals to something like this, we can do functions like L dot. Am I audible? I don't hear anything back. So
Yes, sir. Very much, sir. Very much, sir.
okay, fine. And please feel free to ask, interrupt, and ask as many questions as you can, and don't be scared or anything. This is like a formal interaction, like informal interaction, you can say. We have to talk and discuss on this topic. That's all. Okay. You may interrupt me. I may be going wrong. You are free to interrupt me. You are free to ask. You are free to question. Okay, and suggest also. So let's see. These are the list methods that are used, like L dot append. Can anyone say me what it will do? Like if we put 7 here. Now let's try this on collab.
So 7 will be added to the rear end.
Yes. So if I create a code here, yeah. So suppose I am creating a list L equals to, and then I am putting L dot append, and then I am putting 6 here. Okay, I will have to print to see it, right? So I'll put, for the first time, it takes some time to connect. So let's wait for that. Now you see 6 is added at the end. And one more thing we see that in a list, the position of the items don't change. It is even if we, like, suppose I was putting here something like, say I'm putting a text here. Okay. Still I run it, it will be at the same position, 1, 2, text, 5, 7, and then 6 at the end. So appending is always done at the end. Appending will add something at the end of the list. Okay. So this is a very important thing generally done when we are adding things to it. Like from here starts the real useful things of like the basics was in week 1 where we were displaying something and all. But here, if you see, some real life problems can also be solved very easily, like storing data and these things are covered. Then is clear. Sometimes we need to clear everything that is there in a list, and that for that we can use the method clear. Then copy. Copy will create another list containing all the elements of this list in the same sequence. Right. Yeah. Then is the count, which is a very important thing when you are running a loop over list, because many a times we don't know how much is the length of the list, and suppose we want to run a for loop over it, then we will not have that value of range. Okay, but there is a simpler way to do it also. We will see that if for loop in Python does not always require range. It can directly be run on this list. Okay. Extend, that will add more than one element to the list of the to the current list. Then is index, that will return the first occurrence, the position of the first occurrence of that element. Like suppose we want to check, okay, let's see here. Suppose we want to find the index of say 5. what is the occurrence of 5 here. So we can write something like L dot index, and then in bracket, we'll put the value we want to find. So can anyone tell me what will be the output? Okay, it is already there. See, it is 3. But uh, Vivek, I can see some questions are popping up. Please unmute yourself and ask questions because I am not able to see the messages while I'm taking the class. Okay. Yes, Vivek, you can unmute and ask.
So, what is the difference between extend and append function, sir?
Extend and append function. Okay, extend is when you are uh, putting more than one. In append, that single element will be added. Okay, and uh, in case of extend, more than one element will be added. Like you can add more than. In fact, you can say append is a smaller part of the extend, right?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
So can you
So
please show us the syntax of extend, sir?
extend,
Writing
yeah,
syntax of
I will.
extend. Yes.
Yeah, I will. Okay. Before that, answer one thing to me. Though 5 is at the fourth position, why our index come as 3?
So because our index position starts from 0 and then it
0.
gradually proceeds.
Yes. So our index always starts with 0 and goes till that number. So always remember that it will give us one position less than what we generally understand. Okay. So extent will be, say, we are putting 7 and then I am printing L. Mhm. Okay, it will take a list, right? Yeah. It will add a
So why
list
did
to,
this error come?
yeah, because it will add a list to a list. Like it will add the elements of one list at the end of another list. So we will have to give list.
Okay, so that means we have to give square brackets, right?
Square brackets, yeah. Or you
Okay.
can say if we had another list M, then we can extend all it. What is the square bracket? Yeah. So you see, in this case, that list is added. So yes, this is something which we should take care of. See, I missed that square. The list is being put at the end of another list, but that list symbol is removed. And if I put instead of extend, if I put append here, what will happen is that this is something very important to understand. Can anyone guess what will happen if I put append here
Sir,
with the
error.
list itself?
Undoubtedly, sir, error.
Anyone else? Vi-
Yes, sir.
Vivek, what do you think?
Yes, sir.
Error.
Error,
Let's
error,
see.
sir.
Sir, I think undoubtedly error.
No error.
Error.
Because that list it also is an element. So now this list 6 comma
So that
7
means,
itself becomes a small element of that. So you see the difference. In earlier case, 6
sir,
comma 7 was added. Yes, Vivek,
so I'm saying that the whole list is assuming an element, a single
as a
element.
single element.
Okay,
Yes.
sir.
So in this case, that list is not cleared. The elements are not taken out. It is being taken as a single element and being added, being put there. Okay. So when we go deep into list, actually you can go 2 dimensions, 3 dimensions, 10 dimensions,
Sir, it
a lot
looks
of.
like a super list, sub list, something like that. Less like we did set theory, superset, subsets. Means
Yes,
those things are popping
all
up
the
in my mind.
all these things can be done. In fact, many mathematical calculations which include matrix kind of calculation, you must have those who are familiar with higher mathematics, they must know that most of the calculations we do can be done using matrix calculation, and that is why you must have seen
Yes, sir.
this matplotlib. What we are using, that comes from MATLAB, and MATLAB itself is based on matrix based calculation, and it is used a lot in scientific community. Okay, so index insert is when we want to insert at the specific position. So we will put the first element we want to insert, comma, the index number where we want to insert. Okay, pop removes the thing at the specific position. Very similar to the insert method, but here it will remove. Insert is to put at specific positions. Like we were appending here. What if we were inserting here? Insert, and then we will have to put two arguments here, comma, let's say at position 2. Okay,
Before text.
okay, sorry, it adds
No,
an
it's in that.
element. Yeah, it adds an element. We were putting a list here, right? Yeah, so now, okay, y6 is not added. 1 2, it is not added here. I think it was
They're
opposite.
out of range.
Sir, sir, it's reverse,
No,
sir. Sir,
yes, it is
element C
reverse. Yes,
2 is added
yes,
at the sixth position, sir.
yes. So uh, it is reversed. Sorry. So we can add a list also. Yes, I was surprised for that actually. Let's try adding a list. Yeah, it adds at the position 2. 2 means 0. You see its position is 0, 1, and then the position of this list 4, 7 is 2. Similarly, if you want to pop, pop will remove that position. Okay. In pop, we will just put that. Okay. So you see at the position 2, text was there, that is being removed. Okay. Similarly, remove is when we have more than one value and we want to remove the first value of first occurrence, like 2, 2, 2, 3 times is there, or even once is there. Remove will remove the first occurrence of the index will also give us the first occurrence only, not multiple occurrence. The first position of the first occurrence. Reverse is a very important uh, thing that we generally use. Reverse and sort. Okay, reverse is when you have to reverse the whole list, and sorting is when you have to put it in ascending order, like either with alphabet or in numbers. It is very easy to do using sort and reverse. Okay, so these are methods. This I have just given. You can keep a copy of it, or anyway, I will be sharing the slides. Okay, so let's now come to the first question. What will be the output of the following code? L equals to practice, then makes the man perfect. Perfect have a full stop, and then L dot sort. Okay, and you see here in the for loop we are not using any range. We are using for elements in L. So it will directly take L, the list itself, and take its element. The value will first be assigned practice, then makes the man perfect. Okay, so can anyone tell me what will be the sequence? What will
Sir,
happen?
Option B.
I will say that makes man perfect. That is the, sir, the last option. So I will be saying.
Okay, so one. Okay, anyone else? Can someone say what is happening in line 2?
So it's
Sir, actually means in the function dot sort, sir, it is actually sorting the element in the alphabetical order. So in the alphabetical order means I want to say from A to Z in that order. Sir. And
Mhm.
after the arrangement is done, so we are getting the list in the means in the properly arranged order. And then, sir, this is just a for loop without a range. In the list, sir, from the first element to the last element, it's rotating and printing the individual elements. Sir, I
Individual
feel this
element.
is my answer. Yes, sir.
Yes, correct. But there is a twist. Can anyone find out the twist? Uh, Can I ask some names? I think Ajay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yes. Can you try to understand the twist or what is happening here?
I think it is the capitalization of the first letter.
Yes, very good, Sujan. The
Yes.
capitalization is a very important thing here. When it is being arranged, the capital letters are considered before the small letters. Okay, so the first practice, the only word that is having a capital letter at first is practice. Okay, so this will go first. This will have the first position. Okay, so and in D there is one more mistake that it is making makes as capital, which will not happen automatically. Okay, so first practice will go, then makes, man,
My bad, sir.
perfect the, and the, right? Not an issue. Now you will remember, you will never
Option
forget
C, sir.
this. Yes,
Option C, sir. Then.
option C is the correct answer. Okay, let's check. Okay, I have written this. Wait, time disconnection. Yes. Mm. Okay, let it connect. So first I am putting running it line by line. Okay, first we are putting L equals to practice makes the man perfect. I have changed one thing. Okay, I will first do the normal one, then I will. Okay, so when we are running this, a list is created, then I am sorting it, and then I am printing it. So practice makes man perfect. Okay, and it is being printed like this because I am printing the list itself. When it will be run in that loop, it will print this in the same sequence. But to understand, to check if it is happening just because practice was at the first, or is it happening because it is capitalized, what I will do is that I will put M as capital. Okay, and let's see.
Sir, I think now the ASCII value will come into play, sir. A
Yes,
man practice
man.
makes perfect the.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
that only is
simply,
sure.
yeah, we don't need to go that deep into ASCII value. We just need to understand that capital. In fact, you are right that ASCII in ASCII values, the capital letters are
65 to
placed.
90,
Yeah,
capital, sir.
yeah, placed first, and then the the smaller case. That is why it is happening. Okay, and if you want to print it like in the question, it will be done like this. Okay, so I will just put M again. Okay, so C is our correct answer, right? So,
Yes, sir.
okay. Any doubts in this? Okay. Now we have to create a code to print all even numbers between 1 to 10, including both. Can anyone try this? Even
Okay, sir.
numbers. Yes. Yes, please.
Sir, we can create a if condition to check a
Mhm.
number given from user is if it is divisible by 2.
No, no, it's not to be taken from the user. All even numbers between 1 to 10. Just
By
try this.
using a for loop with the
Yes.
range of 1 to 11 and
For
giving a skip with 2
range 1 to 11 and
comma
skipping 2. Okay. And then
So for I in
for I.
range, bracket 11, and then if I mod 2 equal to 0, then print I.
Okay.
So that's
Okay.
exactly what's written.
Okay. Not an issue. But yeah, someone was giving this idea. I have to
That
try
is
this
odd
also.
numbers.
Yeah. So print, and then if I print I, oh, sorry, okay, print I,
You have to check
then what
and
will happen is that it
So
will.
someone wrote in the comment section, print 2, 4, 6, 8, 0.
It is also a good idea, but that is not a very smart idea. Okay. What if I would have given in the question? What if I give between 1 to 1,000? Then you'll
let me
have
check.
to worry. Okay. So
So for
uh,
I in range 1001 semicolon, if I mod 2 equal to 0, then print I.
yes. So I have one solution like this for I in range 1, 11, or a better option will be instead of this, I can put 1, 10 plus 1. As we have discussed earlier also, putting 10 plus 1, it is easier to understand. If
Yeah.
I modulus 2 double equals to 0, print I. Double equals to 0 means when I is being divided by 2, it is
Reminder
not,
zero.
yeah, it is giving remainder 0. Then we will
Okay.
get this. Yeah, let's try both of these approaches. Okay. Okay, so it is doing like this, and with a small twist, the one which we were giving 1, 11, 2. Instead of that, if I put 2, 11, 2, it will also print the same thing. Okay, because the starting point there is not being checked. Okay, so is it fine or any confusion in this?
No, sir, not really.
No.
So let's come to our problem 3. Okay, what will be the output of the following code? And here you see this the first time we are using a library called random, and you have read about this library in the video, in the class, that this is used for some specific functions like random.randint. Okay, here this randint, this comes from the library random, and you see this is having a very similar way of approach like list. For list we use dot, that is method operator. Okay, l dot append, l dot these things, and in case of library also we use the method operand. Okay, dot operator. Okay, so import random, then l equals to square bracket. So what is happening here, can anyone tell?
So this is an empty list. So there is no element present
Until,
inside the list.
and okay, now Sakshar will not tell, someone else will tell.
Okay,
What
sir.
is the another way of creating an empty list? And I don't want answers in chat. I want answers by unmuting you.
Sir, rand int will generate 0 to 10 random, like between 0 to 10, any
Yes.
number, and it will be appended to L. So the result will be the list L will be sorted and it will be reversed, and then it is printed. So the list will have any random number between 0 to 10, including both the numbers 0 and 10.
Numbers. Okay.
And
But
it will be
my question
descending.
was, how can we create an empty list? One way is shown here, L equals to square bracket.
Another way is writing L is equal to list and open parenthesis, close parenthesis.
Yes. There, to create an empty list, we can even do L equals to list and then in bracket, in simple bracket.
List function.
Yes, this will mention the list function. Hello, I was not able to get, I think, what you were asking. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, you are audible.
Here the elements between 0 and 9 are arranged in descending order.
Yes,
So
they are descending.
we are initializing a list, empty list. Then we are using a for loop. Using for loop, we are appending all the randomized elements into the list.
Yes.
Then again we are sorting. And in general, if you use the sort, it will be sorted in ascending order.
Ascending order, yes.
When we write reverse, so all the elements will be arranged in the reverse order. That is nothing but the descent.
Yes. So the correct answer.
So it will be descending order, sir. Undoubtedly, it's a descending order because sir, we are at first arranging it all in the ascending and then we are using the reverse.
Then we are
function.
reversing. Yes. So
that is not
everyone. Yes.
The answer would be
A. Yes. So everyone agrees with it. Let's see.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Import random. So when we are importing random, always remember that we will be taking the library. There are two options to access a library. First is there are some libraries which are given along with the Python package. When we are installing the Python, some libraries like random, math, and these things are there, but they are not loaded by default. Okay.
Yeah.
So we can directly load.
Okay. NumPy and other type of libraries you have to import using Python.
Yes.
Sir, I use sir py.m-pip install something. This is the function, means the command to install something else, means from
Something else,
outside,
yeah.
I think. Sir.
So there are in fact three ways. First one is when which is already there. Second is you directly take a library, put along with your program when you are writing a script, and you import it. If it is in the same folder, it will be loaded. Third is you can install that in your that library. Okay. So mostly here.
All Python built-in libraries we have to install first of all, then only you can use.
Yes.
They have to be installed as a separate directories.
Yes.
So that we
like
can.
a plugin, a small plugin. Yes. So in that sense, these random and math, these some libraries are available there. Okay. So let's run this and see if it is working. To make it easier to understand. No, to make it easier to understand, what I have done is that I have put this line 5 extra, that is print L, so that we are seeing the list in every iteration. Okay. So first number generated in this case was 3, then 7, 0, 3, 3, 7, 1, 3, 7. So you see actually 3 and 7 are very common here. 6. And then what it is doing is that it is sorting and reversing it. So All the 7s are at first, then 6, then all 3s, 1, 0. Okay. If I run it again, I hope this time some different numbers come. Okay. So those starting numbers are there just to understand that what is happening here. These random numbers are being generated and added to the list. You see, the list keeps growing. Okay. Since
Yes.
we are using the appending. Okay. So the correct answer is A. That is, it is being displayed in descending order. First, random elements are generated and then being put in descending order. Okay. Now, question 4. What will be the output of the following code? L equals to V, where, here together.
Sir,
All are small.
B, sir, B. We were here.
We were here. Why? Why not the whole thing?
Yes, sir. We were here, sir.
Yes, sir,
Option
it will
C.
go up to n minus 1, sir. Up to 2.
Yes.
2 plus 1,
Yeah.
sir. Yeah, 2 plus 1.
These are just to remind that yes, you remember the things that was discussed in the previous class. Okay, let's see.
So it will take 0, 1, 2 indexes.
V is 0, where is 1, here is 2. It will not go beyond that, right?
So you are here.
Okay. And what if we had done it like for I in range and directly we are printing I? What will happen?
So
You
then
We
take
can,
nothing would be printed, sir. So because the
yeah,
first value I would be 0 and range of 0 means minus 1. So I in range minus 1 means I think, sir, no, sir, something will be printed, I guess. I think the second last element is going to be printed, if I am not wrong, sir.
I instead of L of
Can you
I,
repeat the question?
take
Can you
only numbers.
yes. So I is the index, the
Index
index
here.
itself. Yes. So here,
So the index.
I am printing the index and then the list value itself. Okay, 0
Yeah.
V. 0 is the uh, V is the zeroth element. Yeah, and then where is the first element? Here is the second element. So tweaking small things, small changes can do a lot. And in line 4, one thing is there that we are using L, and then in square bracket we are using the value 0, 1, 2, because here ideally I is the value that is 0, 1, and 2. So this is the way of assessing a list value with its index. We can,
Sir, I have a question, sir. Sir, I have a
yes,
concept clearing question. So, for example, in this question, sir, for I in range of 3, it is written. Sir, if we change the question a little bit, if we modify it to for I in range bracket I, then, sir, what will be the output? Can you please share, sir?
yes, that will be an error
Will be
because
an error,
I
right?
is, yes, because
Yes, sir,
I
because
is not defined. Before this, nowhere I is there, and I have no value.
so we have to
If,
yes, sir.
yes, Vivek, you are saying something.
so we can take input from the user for I.
Yes, we can take input from the user. Yes, then it will work fine. In fact, we can put I in range, and then in bracket we can put in input, and then int input, and then in bracket we can say something like enter a number or something. That will work.
So now if something sir happens, sir, for example, outside the loop, sir, we have taken an input from the user, or sir, I equal to 0, we have defined outside. And then, sir, we are writing for I in range bracket I. Then, sir, what will happen?
It will
Nothing has
work fine.
It will work fine, sir.
Yeah, because if the I value of I exists, it will work. But remember,
Hooray.
yes, this I's value will be overwritten every time. In
Yes, sir.
every time
That
the
is,
loop is running, the value of I is changing.
yes, sir.
Okay, so it will
I
work
get it.
fine, but it will have some changing value. Okay, it will depend on what was I, and then it will do kind. That is recursion. We will learn later. That recursion is a way
Okay,
of
sir.
doing this thing. This is a way of doing, in fact, multiplication, and a lot of things are done using it. Okay, so we were here. This is the thing that will be printed, and I have put that end equals to single quotes with nothing inside it, so that it is printed in a single line. Otherwise, it will be printed something like we were here. Okay. So now let's come to our question 5. What will be the output of the following code? L equals to, again, a
Empty
okay,
list.
an empty list. Okay. Then for I in range 5, we are again taking numeric range. Range 5 means the index will go till what value?
4.
4.
4.
0 to
So
4.
it will 0 to 4. Okay. If I is divisible by 2, L dot append even. If else, L dot odd. So what will happen? What
Sir,
list will
even,
be
odd,
printed?
even, odd, even. Option
Even
D,
odd.
sir,
So
the last one.
even odd, even odd,
Even,
even.
odd, even.
Okay. So total, how many elements will be there in the list?
5.
Sir, 5.
5. Good. 5 elements. And it will start with even. Why even? Because 0 is
Sir,
divisible by
because
2.
0, sir. 0 is an even number, sir.
Yeah. Yes. 0 is divisible by 2. 0 is not considered even. It is considered neither even nor odd. But here, it will be divisible by 2. Okay.
Yes.
So let's see what is there. Okay, I will show this later. Yeah. So this is fine. Even, odd, even, odd, even. Fine. Option D. But one very important thing is that when we are talking about list index, we saw that list can be accessed using index L, and then in square bracket, if we put the number 1, 2, 0, we can access list by that index. Using this, we can do some really wonderful things. Like you see here, if I run this once more, a list is very similar. A list index is very similar to the index of uh, range. Okay. So suppose we had this list, we were here together. And if I using negative
Sir,
indexes,
unfortunately, a lot of unwanted noise is coming.
yes, yeah. Okay. So if we are starting with a negative index means you are very familiar with this thing that index starts with 0 and goes forward. But there is something which is negative index also. If we have a list like this, a list with an element here, okay, and then we are saying that this is having index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there is a negative index also then associated with all the elements. Like in this case, the last element will have -1 since 0 is already being used. Okay, -1, then -2, -3, -4, -5. Okay, and this negative index is very useful sometimes to reverse, sometimes to assess things at the end. Suppose we want just to find the element at the end, we can use the index -1. L square bracket -1 will give us the last element. Let's see. Okay, if I am putting L -1, so it will print together. Okay, that is the last element. We can even skip elements like this. We can have a list that is suppose starting, just like range, we can specify 0 and going till the 0 and 1 actually. It will not go till 2. So you will see in this case, it will give us v where. Okay. And what Sakshar asked at the starting, string operations, right?
Yes,
You were
sir.
asking. Okay.
I was asking
Here,
about the string slicing answer, especially this one, sir. That's negative, this one, range.
yes. So it actually, if you see, the string is also a a list of all the characters, including the spaces. Okay. And in that case also, it will work very similar to this. Okay.
That
You
means that
can,
it's going to be like this only. There
yeah,
won't be any major changes, right?
yes. The method will be very similar to
Yes,
this.
yes,
Okay. So here also we can skip things. And suppose we don't know the ending point. Okay. So we can directly put nothing there. And like suppose let's put for now, we have 4 elements, but we don't want to
So it will
print
take all.
all the elements. We want to print, we want to skip one by one. So we can put 2. Okay. And you see V here. Okay. It is, yeah. Yes. Are you saying something? Satish,
Yeah.
are you saying something?
Hello?
Yes, yes. Yes, Mr. Kilam, I am able to hear you. Hello.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello, sir?
Yes. Yeah, you are saying something. Please speak.
Yes, it will take 12 minutes.
I'm not able to
And
get what you are saying.
it will take 2 elements, V and R.
Yeah, it will not take 2 elements. It is skipping, just like we did in the case of range. That
Yeah.
incrementation. This time the index is being incremented by that value 2. So it is 0, then 2, then 4. It will not go because it will go 1 less than that. So it is being skipped. We can even go reverse of it. Like we can go negative indexing also. But negative will not work here since our starting and ending value are in positive direction. So we can go something like this. We can put 4 and then we can put 0. Okay, not 4, actually 3.
That means that the
Last,
third place with the means the third element which is followed after the second colon, that is actually the incrementation, sir. Means update
yes.
value, sir. If I'm
The
not
first,
mistaken.
yes, the first one is
Okay.
the start position. Second one is one less
N
than one
n minus
previous
one.
than the, yeah, n minus 1. And then the last one is increment value. So to
Okay.
reverse a list, if we are not going to use reverse, and especially when we are going for string operations, such a thing will actually work. 0. We are not specifying anything, so it will go till the end. Okay. And in this case, it will reverse the whole list together here, where we. Okay. These are some way of slicing, and this is very useful in other elements, other type of functions also, where there is no reverse, like when we are going with string operations and all, because they are also in some way they are also list only. They behave like list. Okay. So if you want to take out some slice, this way is very useful in taking some part of a list. So this method is also called as slicing operations. So we are able to take out some part of it. We can start from the second element and go till third, go to till fifth, like some part of it can be taken out. So this is a way of doing it. And it is very similar to the range function, starting, ending value, and then the incrementation. Yes, Karthikeyan, you have some question? Uh, if you have question, please unmute yourself and ask. Yes, Satish, you are asking something? Okay, if no questions, let's move to our next question. Okay, so D should be the correct answer. So most of us were correct. Now, problem 6. This is something where we have to create a function. We have learned about function. We have seen function. Okay. Write a function to return the sum of elements of a list L. Okay. So let me clarify first. So we will have a list L equals to some value like maybe 1, 4, 3, 2, like this. Okay. We want to create a function that if that function like sum list, let's name the function as sum list, and then I am putting L inside. What it will do, it will give us the sum of all the numbers in this list. So what we can do for that?
Sir, unfortunately, I forgot how to write a function. So can you please tell us the syntax once again? Sir, I am
Yes,
having difficulty recalling it. I think I
yes, it is.
didn't see the video.
That is
Yes,
def for function name.
def. Yes,
Yes.
we use def, def. You see here. So
Function
def
name.
def is the definition. Def is short form for definition. So we are defining a function. Okay, the name of the function here I am putting a sum of list. Okay, and then in bracket, see, I am not putting L, I am putting M. I can put anything, even I can put L, but it is always a good practice to like name it something different.
Yes,
But
sir.
there was a question from, I think, Sakshar's side only, that what if we had defined I earlier and it is not working here. In case of
Yes, sir.
functions,
Yes,
this
sir.
is relevant. In case of functions, this is relevant. A, a variable defined inside a function will not work outside that function. Okay.
Sir, I
Any
think it's
variable.
because of local variables, sir, if I am not mistaken.
Yes. So these are called local variables. So sum, b, m, these things are being defined inside this function. So if we try to print that outside the function, it will not work. So we have always to take care. And in general, functions are defined with some generic values, x, y, z, these things. So it is easier for that to be kept somewhere. Okay.
Yes,
So
sir. It's easy, sir. It's easy, sir.
yes. So in this case, what two things are there. Okay. Uh, Definition, sum of list, and then I am putting M. I am not defining whether M is a list, whether M is a integer
Excuse me, sir.
or anything. Yes, please.
Sir, I'm saying that why we are using elements, sir, while adding some.
Okay. Yeah, I will show that.
Elements is variable, I think.
Yeah, it's not defined here. Not defined. Okay. I think I was
So it's
using some.
variable, sir, I think.
No, it is not variable. Nowhere it is defined. Yeah, if we run this, it should show us an error. Okay, sum plus elements. Yeah, because earlier I had done was I was putting elements instead of B here.
It
Okay.
should be either L of I,
Yeah,
L of B.
let's put B here.
L of B.
Sum equals to sum plus B, or one another
L of-
way I had
It
also
should,
told
it should be L of, sir, it should be L of B.
L of B.
Why? Because if you give B, it will take only 1, 2, 3, and
No, here there is a difference. In
huh?
that case, it was for B in range, some value was there, right? Here we
Yeah.
don't know the value of the list. It can be many. So we are directly using the list itself as the iteration here. So you see
Yeah.
here for B in M we are putting. So what happens here is that in this case, one by one, the elements of the list are taken as the elements. Okay, so B will have the value 1. If I put some other sequence here, let's put, yeah. So it will have that sequence 1, 2, 4, 3, 4, 5, like that. It will not be the index numbers. Index that is the advantage here, that we can loop around a list, a set, anything. So it will take one by one the elements. To see it, what we will do is that we will print here the value. Okay. Print. We'll be printing the value of B itself here. Okay, so it will be easier for us to understand. So you see, its value is the values in the list 1, 2, 4, like that. Okay.
Okay.
Now this is being done, and when we are calling it at line 9, you see there is no need of specifying M. Whatever is the value given inside it, it will automatically take it to be M inside the function. Okay, so the way of calling is simply X equals to, or we can directly say sum of list in bracket L, but I am not printing anything here. And this is a very
Yes, that's my point.
yes, a very important thing and a very useful way is that mostly when you are given to do something like this, what generally people do is that uh, what they will generally do is that they will put a print sum here itself inside the function. It will
Sir,
work
but it
fine.
will not be accessed. I think so. It will not be accessed, sir. I read something similar in other programming language.
No, it will work fine. It will work
It will
fine.
work fine, sir.
Yes, but it will have a small problem that if you want to use that value further, you will not be able to use. So it is always suggested to use the return function, and taking care of print inside the displaying thing and input should actually be done in the main program. There is no rule that defines this. There is no law that enforces this, but this is something that is good. That is considered a good programming practice, so that you will not be stuck with something. Like suppose you don't want that value to be displayed in between, but it is being displayed uselessly. You don't want that. You suppose you want the specific value at the end of the whole program to be displayed, and in between, since your function have some useless print inside it, so it is displaying. So it is always preferred, not necessarily, to not put print inside the functions until unless it is needed, like error and these things are done, but try to avoid it. That makes your program a bit easier to use, because that those values can be printed outside also. You can just put a print around that and it will work fine. If I was just putting a print outside it in line 9, it will work fine. But if I was putting a print sum, there it will print. And suppose if I wanted the sum of list divided by 10, I cannot do it there. Okay, so I will get it printed uselessly even without the need of it. Okay, so what I am doing is that I am putting it into a variable and then running it separately, like I'm printing x and then I am printing x by 10. Okay, and suppose I directly wanted to print x divided by 10, so I can do that. No need to display x. That is the, well, suppose I just wanted the average of them, I can directly print the average. Okay, is it fine? Any
Yes,
issue in
sir.
this? Okay,
Yes, sir. My concept is totally clear.
clear. Okay, so this is a way.
Sir,
Okay,
one short question, sir. This is an example of call by reference, right, sir? If I'm not wrong.
yes, call
Yes.
by. Okay, and you see here in this code there is a small difference compared to the one I showed there. There, actually not one, two difference. There I was using a bracket around total. That was also fine. This is also fine.
Yes, sir.
And another, I was using total equals to total plus number like this. Okay. And here I am using total
Short answer.
plus equals to number. Both are
Short
correct.
answer.
Yes, short. Both are correct. These are just way of writing it. Both of them are correct. Okay. So now let's ask what will be the output of the following code. Here, first two lines are very easy to understand. Enter the first number, enter the second number, and converting it into integer. But in line 4, I am putting while 1. Okay. Then
Yes,
I
sir.
am putting if number 1 is divisible by 2, then its remainder will be 0. Print wow and break. You see, in this question, we will have some very important things. Okay. One is this while 1, the another one is break. Else, if it is not being done, print. If you want to continue, press 1, else 0. Okay. Choice int input. So based on this choice, again another loop is starting. If choice double equals to 1, num2 equals to int input, enter the second number again. So it is just asking the second number. And if the choice double equals to 0, break. So what will happen in this case?
It's the option A.
When
Option
a
A.
number,
So
when a
just one
number
line is
one,
missing, sir. We should be writing this option A as checks if number 1 is divisible by number 2 as long as the user enters the value.
Yes. As long as the user enters the value. Okay. What if the person enters this? Here, he enters 1. Will it loop back?
So if the user enters 1, then sir, the loop is going to be rotating once again. And sir, if the
Okay.
user enters 0, then it is breaking. And if the user enters something else, then also it is going to run.
Okay. Let's try
Yes,
this.
sir.
Yes, yes, please. Someone was asking something. Okay. So
Sir, can you please show the question for a second, sir?
yes, yes.
Thank you, sir.
Let's run this code. Okay. It is asking for a number from my side. Let's put 40. Then second number I'm putting 21. Okay. 1 to continue or 0 to stop. It is because they are not divisible, not the same number. Okay. So if I'm putting 1, it is asking for the second number again. Okay. I'm putting 45. And this thing will keep continuing. And why this is happening?
Because we are not yet discovering a number which is divisible by 40.
Yes. So what is happening here is that when we are putting while 1, this is a way of creating an infinite loop, a loop that will keep going until and unless it is breaked. Okay. So break is a very important function here. In such kind of functions where we don't know how many times the loop should run. Okay. We want to keep like going infinitely till something happens. Okay, till something is found. Such loops are used. These are like not predefined from starting. They are changing, like their value can change according to the program. Like if I am putting the numbers, if you are putting the numbers, the length of this loop can vary. Okay, so in such cases, such where the number of iterations is not fixed, prefixed, such such values are used. Okay, so now, so the correct answer is A. Okay, and we must know break, and there is one more thing, continue and pass. The break is to stop the program. Continue is that it will skip all the things below it and it will start the loop again. It will go to the loop again at the beginning. Okay, and then pass. Pass is when we don't want to do anything. Pass will, if like something is there, some condition is there, and in that case nothing has to be done, we can put a pass there. Okay.
So can you please show means working of the pass functions? I'm just having a bit difficulty understanding or visualizing this.
Okay, now let's do that. See here, we are putting if else. Okay, suppose instead of trash equals to 0, what we had to do is that, uh, suppose we wanted that it will not break, it will again continue. Okay, so I put pass here and see what happens. So this loop will actually not break. Okay. I'm putting the second number 40 now. And it entered, it became, wow, okay, since it break here only. If I put 0, then it will be. So ideally, when we put 0, it should stop, right? What happened? Okay. Then I am putting. Okay, it is divisible. So, wait. Okay, it is taking O instead of J. Now it is saying 1 to continue, 0 to stop. So what I will do is that I will put 0. But it is not working. Even if I put 0, you see, it is passing. It will
Yes,
keep
sir.
asking me. Yes. So it will do nothing. What it has to do, it has to break. But it is not breaking. It will pass as if nothing occurred. You did something, but it will not take care of it. I keep entering 0. It will still, it is not even asking me to go to other choice. It is just passing. Sometimes it is useful also. In this case, in this program, it is not useful, but in some cases, it is
What is
useful
the
also.
significance? Sir? Means if we means, sir, we know that break and continue have their own significances. So, sir, means this also has
Pass,
some
pass is,
significance, sir.
if you
So,
don't
in
put
which type of
anything
program?
in some cases, if you are putting an if and else, and in case of if, nothing has to be done. Okay, like if this matches, nothing has to be done. Then we put pass there. In case something has to be done, we put break, continue, or these things, or whatever things we need. Okay,
Yes, I get it.
got it? Okay. Anyone having any doubt till here? Okay. Now we come to a very important part, that is file handling. Okay, how to open, read a file, these things. So suppose there exists a file called file.txt. So we already have a file, and Colab also we can create and will create. Okay. What will the following code do?
So it will result error, sir.
Why error?
Sir, because it is in read mode.
Yes.
Exactly. So because this is in R mode and we should have written R plus to do the reading and writing.
Yes, or we can open in write mode or append mode. There is append mode also. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So so it will not work. Let's see. And let's first create a file. In Colab also we can create a file. Uh, yeah, let it connect. Then we can create. It is visible here, right? So, okay, I'll shift to my PC. I think just it is not visible here. Okay, yeah, it is here. Yeah, in PC it is. When I open in PC, it is directly there. Okay, so if I create a file here, okay, like this is the directory where these programs are running. Okay, so sample data is there and all these things. So let's create a small file here. Mm, just I will create a text file and then upload in it. Okay, so I think I can create using. Okay, let's create a blank file, or we can put hello. Okay, and then saving it as uh, plain text. Okay, it was file.txt, right?
Yes.
File.txt. And okay, so I will upload it here. Oh, yes, Sanjay, you have some question? So it is connected.
Use double quotes instead of single quotes, sir.
Yes. This we have discussed in the first class itself. You can use double quote, single quote. It is fine. Not an issue. Okay. So I am uploading a file from here. Just here, I have to rename it.
Sir, someone has raised a hand.
Yes, please. Please, Farnaz, you can ask. If you have any doubt, please ask. Okay. So this file is already uploaded here. Let's run this. Okay. We are opening it. And it says unsupported operation. What it does is that it loads the file.read. When we are doing that, it is printing the things that are inside it, like we typed hello. Yes, Mohammed Samsi Alam, you have some question?
No, sir.
Okay, so you can mute yourself. Some noise is coming from your side. Yeah. But when we are going to write something, it is not working. So the correct way of doing it will be, we can put a R plus mode. R plus mode, it does both reading as well as writing. So here the file will be read as well as write. So it first prints hello and then it should write. So if we run it again, you will see that it will say hello, hey there, and then it is putting another hey there in it. Okay. So if we open it, I think we can read it also. Yeah, you see here 2 times hey there is there. At the bottom, if you see, this is the file. In fact, when you are doing it in Spider and these things, in especially in case of file handling, since we are working on our computer, that is much easier and preferred. But for you all to access from any kind of devices, I preferred Google Colab. But it works best since we are working with files and we need our files to be stored somewhere here, because when I disconnect it, that file will be gone. Okay.
Sir, I have a relevant question related to this.
Yes.
Sir,
Yes.
I have some questions. This R plus mode I understood quite well, but sir, I tried to do this kind of same kind of file by writing one line in the W plus mode. And sir, when I tried to read that file, at that time there was no error, but I did not see any kind of print statement appearing in the output screen. So can you please explain once?
Yes, because W plus mode is not there. It is W mode only.
Sir, in the internet I saw something like that. I was confused. Sir.
Okay. Read those modes, and I will also check if there is. I will
It is
find because
R plus mode.
Sir,
R plus
W plus
mode
is
is
also there. W plus A plus are also there. Sir, I think I saw, sir.
okay.
And
Okay. I will also check.
Sir, you can try once.
Yeah, I
yes,
will
sir,
also.
please.
Okay.
Sir, I have a
Let's
great
check.
confusion in that, sir. In those two modes, just W plus and A plus mode.
Okay.
Otherwise, sir,
Let's
I
see.
understood the
Sir,
remaining
there
mode.
are W plus mode and A plus mode available.
Okay. I'm not. I was not sure, or I am not aware of that. In fact, what I have mostly done is that R plus works and the W and append mode works.
What happens is if you use the W mode directly, it clears the whole file.
Yes, W mode will actually clear the whole file.
And sir, W plus is not supposed to erase that file, but sir, in the W plus mode, as far as I know, sir, it is also capable of printing the remaining part. But I did not get any kind of error, but
Okay.
did not get the means the print statement did not work as well, and
I
that's
think.
giving me a confusion.
Wait. I think this will work. If it is there, just a minute. Just a minute. I think if we Pick something up. Mr. Satish, you have some question?
No, no.
I think some noise is coming from your side. Okay. And then let's write something first and then read it. I think that will work. If this mode is there, then certainly this way it should work.
So I also think the same.
So W plus is not working.
It's not
Sir,
working in this case.
sir, when I was actually doing, sir, I want to, sir, give you a short summary of what I did yesterday. Sir, at first I created a file, then wrote my name and one or two sentences, and then, sir, at first I, while using the W plus mode, I tried to create, I tried to at first print whatever is written in that file, and then I tried to overwrite the file with something else, with some other sentences, and then I again tried to write the new file. So sir, what happened was that the first statement which I gave while printing, that statement was not written at all, but the thing which I gave after overwriting, that statement was accepted, and the read statement which I gave after overwriting, that also did not work. But when I opened the file, the things were all right, the
Things are there.
old
Like,
writings
like
were replaced with the new one.
yeah. In
But
this case
but sir, I
also,
was
see,
surprised because I did not get any errors. But I did not get any error, and the print
yes,
statement did not work, and also I didn't get any error, and that's where my confusion lays.
in this case also, it is working simply as a W mode, even when you are writing W plus mode. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So here you see the read statement, though it is not giving an error. If it was just running a W mode, it would give an error.
Yes, sir. In W mode, it was a prominent a prominent error was
Yeah.
coming, sir.
You see, in this case, hey and hey there, both are written something before the print as well as after the print, but the read is not working. Print read is not working. Okay.
Yes, sir. So,
And
but in the internet, there is no hard and there is no good explanation for this.
yes, and
That
in
is
fact,
something.
I have also not learned about W plus mode. Frankly speaking, I am also ignorant about this. I will find out what is the problem with it. Okay. And what I can assume from it is that it is
Okay,
working
sir.
like a simple W mode.
Yes, sir. Sir, then I would, sir, please encourage you to, sir, know a little bit more about this and tell us about this the next day, sir, because I'm very much
Yeah,
keen to know about these modes, how they work.
sure.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay. So what will happen in this case? This will throw an error. Why? Because it cannot write. So our
Option B, sir.
B, because it is not opened in writable mode. So if we want to open it into writable mode, we will either use W or R plus. And if we use W, the content will be removed and something will be added. And if we use in R plus mode, it will be read as well as written. And if we just open in append mode, we cannot read in that case. We can just write and we can add something to it. Okay. Now let's come to this question. Suppose there is an empty file named file.txt. What will be the output of this code? Open file.txt, W mode as file.write, hey there, file.to. So what will happen in this? Can anyone?
So at first in the empty file, we are going to write hey there. Then sir, in the empty
Yes,
file is going to contain hey there. And then sir, we
yes,
are again going to write this file. While we are writing that file, hey there is going to be erased and writing this file again will be overwritten. And then sir, finally, when we are going to print that in R mode, so we are going to get the output as writing this file again. So writing this file
okay.
again will be the answer. Option A, sir, from my side.
In line 5, in what mode it is open?
Option C will be the answer, sir,
Yes, sir. C will be.
because first we will be writing hey there.
Oh, sorry,
Yes,
sir.
Then
Sorry, sir. Sorry. It is option C. Sorry.
we are
It is
using
A mode. I
append
thought.
mode, which is
mm,
in the line 5. So it will be
yes,
appended hey there, writing this file again.
yes. So it will
Yes, sir.
add
It is option
append
C,
mode
sir. It was A.
dot.
I missed up.
Yes. not an issue. So the thing is that we have to be cautious in which mode we are opening. And in fact, A mode is a very good mode. In this case, you are not going to disturb anyone. In case you don't want to read the files at your end, you just need to add something to it. Always append mode is the preferred one, because here there is no risk of rewriting, okay, or erasing the previous thing. And in R plus mode, in fact, we can erase the things. There are options to do that. But in case of append mode, we cannot disturb the things that are already there. Okay. Until unless you have to properly do. Yes, Vivek, you have some question.
Sir, I was saying that is there any A plus existing? Sir, A
Yes,
plus.
it exists. It exists.
Yes. And the same thing happens.
Okay. Sir, read and write.
Yes, the same thing happened. I
Same
tried
thing.
it, the same thing happened.
Same thing
It's
happens.
not going to show any error.
Yes, it will not show an error, but it will not read also.
Yes, sir.
Right, Saksha?
Yes, sir. Means when we are going to do the printing work, at that time, sir, no error is going to be shown. And sir, in A plus, just like append mode, after the original text, the text is going to be added as we are adding, but there will be no error shown as well.
Yes. So, okay. Yeah, the file is there. So let's start with an empty file. So I'm okay, cannot read it. Anyway, in W mode, it will be removed, right? So I will open this. Okay. Writing this file again, you will read it. And even if we open it, okay, it's like this. Okay, yeah. Writing this file again should be there. I think it is not loaded yet. It's not loaded yet. Yeah. So you see, in this case, first it is writing hey there. First, whatever was there is removed actually, but this took some time because that server uh, communication takes time. Okay. If we are doing this in our computer, it is very easy to see this. Okay. And then it is writing this file again. This is just being appended. It is not being overwritten. No other changes there. Okay. And then we are reading it. When we are reading, we are not disturbing at all. We are seeing the things that are there directly. Okay. So let's, so C will be the correct answer. Now let's move to next question. Problem 10. That is, what will be the output of the following code? With open file text, file.text, txt w as file. What we are writing is that 1, 0, 0, 0, 3 times 1, then 0, and 2 times 1. And we are just closing the file. Okay. So we are, what are we doing? Are we adding something, or are we just are we removing the earlier things, or we are keeping it?
Sir, either we are creating a new file if there is no file existing with that, or sir, if there is any file existing, then sir, we are removing everything and filling this binary number with the means removing the previous whatever was written in the file.
And then in line 6, what we are doing is that we are opening it in read mode, and we are creating a list L. In line 7, read it well. That we are
Yes,
creating a
sir.
list. Yes. And then what we are doing
Is
is that,
that the zeroth index? I have a question, sir. Is that the zeroth index?
which one?
So file.read is we are writing this. So list of this. Oh, okay. So that means a list of this size is going to be created. So if I am not mistaken.
Yes. So in line 7, a list of this string is created. Whatever, see here, this is not a number, this is a string. Okay.
Yes.
And whenever we take a string and put it in the keyword list, a list of characters is created. So 1, 0, 0. I will put a print to see it. Okay. And then file is closed. Now in line 11, actually we are not opening any file. We are just doing the operation on our list L. Okay. And we are finding the length of L. How it is being done using the function len, len. Okay. So we are going till the full length of this list. So we are actually creating the index 0, 1, 2, 3. So I will have value 0 till the length of this. And in this case, what will be the length? 10. Because this contains 10 characters. Okay. Now when this value I is divisible by 2 and Li is 0. Okay. That means at that position, the value itself is 0. Then a 1 is written. And if it is 1, nothing is done. There is no option given here. And if actually we are overwriting the thing, remember that L and then in bracket we are putting that index and that equals to. So here we are not putting something like we saw in the case of uh, I think one keyword was that in which we were able to put the thing at specific place, that was insert. Okay. But here, if we are directly putting L and then like square bracket 1 or 2, at that index, that value will be replaced. It is not going to be inserted. There is a difference between these two. Okay. So here, 1 is added if it is divisible by 2. So that place is at an even place, it will be 1. And if it is not divisible by 2, that is an odd place, and it is 1, then it will be written by 0. So what will be the output?
That means, sir, from this answer, from this loop, we
The
can be
alternate remain.
concluding that in the even indexes, we are going to get 1.
Yes. Vivek, you were saying something.
It will print alternatively sir 1 0.
Ones and 0. So there are two options,
Yeah, 1 0
zeros
1
and
0
ones
and
and
that's all.
ones. Yeah. So even the first place, that is 0, zeroth place is even. So actually at that place, 1 will be given. Okay. So we
Yes,
can
sir.
say that option A will be correct. Let's check if it is correct or not. Okay. Okay, I'm closing the file now. So you see 1 0 1 0, and it is a list. Okay. And if I open this file will have the value 1 triple 0 triple 1 0 1 1. But this list L is being modified in this case. So we can even read some values and then do some operation in our side, and then at last you can even put it back by converting into an string. A list can be converted to string using str from str, and then in bracket if you put the list, a string will be generated. Okay. So these are the questions. Now we have some assignments, and I'll just be discussing this so that you are able to understand. Okay. So any doubt till here?
No, sir, till now not.
No. Oh, great. So there is a list L containing some numbers. Okay, L containing some numbers. Write a program to create a new list which contains number which are either divisible by 5 or 7 or both, and print the new number in ascending order. Yes, Sanjay, yes, you have some question?
Sorry, sir, by mistake.
Okay, nothing issue. Yeah. So an example is given, like we have a list 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So those numbers which are divisible by 5, 7 or both. Okay, so in this case 10 is divisible by 5, 7 is divisible by 7, and there is no number divisible by both of them. So the output should be 7 and 10. So can anyone tell me how the program will look like?
Sir, in this program, at first, we have to create a list. So means that list which will be given to us, or we are going to take a random list from the user using the means for range function. So
No,
and after that, yes, sir.
forget
And
about this
after that,
taking that. Let's suppose that we have a list that is coming from another program or something. We have L
okay,
equals to this already created. Then
okay, sir. Then, sir, at first I am going to means check the length of the list using the len function, len bracket
okay.
that function, and then, sir, I am going to run a for loop from 0 till that range means, or I can write a for loop bracket I bracket length, yeah, for I in range of len of L, then colon
Mhm.
start. Now, if I am going to write if I is if means, yeah, if L of I is divisible by means this number, yeah, yeah, if L of I mod 5 equal to 0 or L of I mod 7 equal to 0, then I will be
Mhm.
adding, for example, m of j is equal to L of I.
M
Yeah,
of
and
J. What is M
yes.
of J?
So m is a new list, sir, which I have to write above the for loop. So above the for loop, m is equal to
Mhm.
list and of
And
ln of L.
what will be J?
So j will be another variable, sir. I have to initialize j equal to 0 before the for loop, sir. And that
Okay.
value is going to be increasing by 1 in case my value becomes true. In case my if statement becomes true, then we are going to increase the value of j by 1. So this is my
Okay.
logic.
Great. And anyone else who can help?
We can create an empty list and append to if it's divisible by 5 or 7.
Yes. So the similar thing,
Uh,
but in a easier way, right? So instead of creating this mj, we can create here we can
an
put
empty
m dot
list.
append, right?
And in
App-
for loop, we
Yes,
can
sir.
just access the item. No, for item in L, if
yes.
item is modulo of 5 equal to 0 or item of modulo 7 equal to 0, then m dot
Okay.
append that item.
Item is module of 5, or we have to put this like this, or will be separated. Okay. Item. And remember, or operation is a binary operation. Okay. So or have to be written something like, let me clear this just. Okay. So while writing or and end operation, we have to take care of this thing, like item modulus 5 is double equals to 0, or modulus 7 is double equals to 0, and this whole thing has to be odd. Otherwise, what will happen is that you connect or three things. Or is or and, these are always binary operations. So we will have to put or and then another item. Okay, in this case, both are there, right? In case three
So it's
options are
not,
there, we have to,
it's
yes,
already
we don't,
implicit, sir, the third case.
yes, Yeah, third case, in this case, since it is or, if it will be like this. But in case where you have to deal more than two such options, never try to put something like here, and suppose it was to be divisible by 3, if it was divisible. So you cannot put directly or this item divisible by 3. That will not work. You have to take care that this whole thing have to be odd with that thing. Because
Yes, that
or,
means we have to use more round brackets.
yes, or and operations are always binary operations, and they cannot be done with three things. Okay, any questions? Okay, so no, this is something. Yeah, this is, I have put something else. Okay.
Just a
So
second, sir. Just a second. Sir, in the
yes,
previous output, I saw that split function. So can you please help me recall the split function?
yes. This is not the thing that is given here. Okay. Uh, Not exact. Yeah, here I am taking an input from the user. Okay. This whole thing,
Yes.
along with this, I am putting an input and then sorting also. Yeah, we have to do sort also. Okay. But this split is, actually we will learn further also. A string can be split using the split function. Like if you are taking something like if you a user in input 5 space 7 space 8 space 10 space 11 space 12. So this is a single input. But when we put dot split and nothing inside it, nothing inside the bracket, automatically the space will be considered as a splitting factor. So it will create a list 5, comma 7, comma 8, comma 10, comma 11, comma 12. And all these will be actually strings. Okay. So here I am doing a lot of things in this. That is why I was trying to skip this. That for int I, for we are creating a list L where I am converting this input to a to integer individually by using a for loop. This is a way of taking input from the user separated by spaces, or we can even put comma. In that case, we will have to put in quotes a comma here. Okay, inside the split. This is a way of taking input from the user and then converting each input iteratively using the for loop to uh, an integer. What I'm doing is that int I for I in input. Actually, I'm clubbing a lot of things here. Dot split. So it is splitting, and then I am creating a variable p empty list for number in L, and then I am checking this to p dot append. I'm appending the number and then sorting it and printing it. Fine. Any
Yes,
question in
sir.
this?
I get it, sir. That means we have done a lot of things in one line.
Yes. And that is why I was skipping this, because I think this was something that we have not covered yet. Yeah. Okay. So now write a function rev. The name of the function should be rev, which takes a list L and integer n. Okay. Yes, Mr. Killam, you have some question. Okay. So now the question is, write a function rev which takes a list L and integer n and prints the first n largest numbers of the list. N largest numbers of the list. So we will have a list, okay, some numbers, and then we will have an integer, say n equals to 2 or 3, whatever we put. We have to write that many numbers. So can someone suggest what will be the output? How we can do that?
Sir, then at first we are going to take a list as input from the user, and then sir we are going to use the sort function at first, and then sir we are going to use the reverse function. In this way, sir, we are going to get the list of means in this way we are going to get the arrangement of the numbers in the descending order. So the largest number is going to be at the first, followed by the second largest, and so on. And we have already taken the value of n, so we are going to run a for loop for I in range of n. For I in range of
Yes.
n, so we are going to get the answer.
Very
Because
good.
there
Anyone?
n minus 1 terms, since the index starts from 0, so I to n will only work. We don't have to use
Yes.
n plus 1.
Anyone else with some other ideas? This is fine. Yes. Any other question?
The question is, like I
Yes.
have to, if the n is equal to 2, then I have to print the second largest number of the list. Is that right?
No. Uh, Not the
Okay.
second. The first two largest numbers.
Oh, okay.
So
Then we
it is
have to
easier.
like just we can sort it,
Mm.
and we can just use index slicing like
Yes.
the like I can give L and open parenthesis and close square bracket, and first like, okay, so it
We
have
can
to
put
be
something
like
like -1. We can use -1, right? If you are just sorting it.
yeah,
Like there
n
are two
largest
ways.
number, so it should be like from the last to, like if it is a 2, then I have to print the last 2 digits, right? Last 2
Yeah.
elements
So
of the list.
yes. So it
Then we
will
can
be
use a colon and
yes.
minus no we can
Minus 1 into
okay,
n.
colon.
Minus 1 into n in the middle.
-1 into L. Yes.
Minus 1
Somewhat.
into n, yeah.
Yeah. So we can write minus of the value n, right?
Yes, sir. Minus
Or
1 into n.
-1 multiplied by n. Yes. This one is also fine if we are not going to reverse. Okay. So here there is a better function to do the reversing in sort itself. What we can do is that we can put L dot sort and then reverse equals to true. This will also reverse. Like this is combination of sorting and reversing. Okay. Any
So
doubt?
reverse equal to true. That means that
Yes.
at first the reverse is happening, then the sort is happening. Is it a nested
No,
function, sir?
it is not a nested function. It is a you can say it is a variation of the sort function itself, because sorting is not necessary always in the this order, ascending order, and reversal is not necessary always done in sorted fashion. So in
Yes,
this
sir.
case, reversal and sorting are combined together, whatever you do. Okay, but reversal is being done at end because sorting is done like this will give in descending order.
Yes, I get it.
Also,
I get it.
also without reversing, we can just give index slicing like L open
Yes,
square bracket close square bracket
yes.
minus n colon
Hmm.
colon. Like
Yes,
it will
correct.
also work.
Yeah, but
Minus
minus
n
n you
colon
cannot
colon.
directly write. Minus n you cannot write. You will have to put minus n asterisk n, -1 asterisk n. So this will be -1.
Yeah,
Minus.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, you cannot write minus
Yeah.
n. Okay, that is a common thing we generally do from mathematics, but here it will not like that. Okay,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
yeah. So next assignment is write a program to count and print the number of odd numbers in a list L. Okay, so I think this is easy.
Sir,
Any
at first we
problem
are
in this?
going to take count equal to 0 in this function, and then sir we are going to run a for loop from the first element to the last element in the list. But first we are going to check the size of the list by using len function, and then sir if I
then why you
L of
why
I
you will
mod. Yes sir.
why you needed to run a like create a count function count separately? If you can directly have you have this number, na? Count function is already there, len is already there.
So is there any count function already there? I am.
Yeah, len is the count function.
Yes sir.
Len
No sir. I am
and
doing this like odd numbers sir, to count the
okay,
total number of odd numbers. For
but
that sir.
in the second statement, read uh, print the number of odd numbers in a list L. So anyway we have to create a list L containing all the odd numbers. So we will
Yes.
first store it in len in L, and then at last we will find L of length of L. That is the count of the odd numbers.
Yes sir. That's also possible. Sir.
The same thing in a smarter way, right?
Yes
So
sir. Mine was dumber way sir. Mine was the
yeah,
Java way.
yeah, your way is the one I have done here. Okay, the simpler way. But we can go by, like, here what we are doing is that we are taking length and then we are counting. We are counting one by one. Okay, we are counting and we are not
Yes.
storing it anywhere. Okay, in this case we are not storing. Okay,
Sir, I was also saying the same thing, sir. Actually, I was
yes,
actually saying the same thing only.
yeah, but the program says and print the number of odd numbers in a list L. Okay, here it is not creating any another list in this program, but a better way is to create another list because it is not going to take a lot of space, and then just use the len function. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so that's all for today. Okay, I think, yeah, we have yeah, I have some questions, but those are actually from the current assignment and I cannot discuss that. Okay, so any questions in what was discussed today?
Sir, sir,
Yes,
I had a
Shreyans,
short question, sir.
that is, yeah, just a minute. Yes, Shreyans, can you please upload the record? Yes, it is uploaded. As soon as it is on YouTube, you will get it. Yes, Sakshar, you were asking something.
Yes, sir. I was asking about, sir, means the permutations program. So I was having a little bit of means doubt means in doing that program. So, means,
Mhm.
will you discuss it today, or sir, since it is from the current assignment, we will be discussing it the next day?
No, in the current assignment, I cannot discuss.
Then, sir, next day, sir, I will be eagerly waiting for
Yeah,
that program because,
yeah.
sir, means it was
You
explained in
people
such a way
can
the screen was
discuss.
too small, sir.
Yes, not an issue. And try reading it. Find something permutation combination. In fact, you are. I think
Yes,
you
sir,
are
I have
first
done,
year.
sir.
Yeah, you
Yes,
have
I
done
have
it.
done, sir.
So
In
I think
ISC also I have done.
yeah, if you put some time to it, you will get
Okay, sir.
get the answer. Those are very simple assignments.
Yes, sir. And sir, the another problem I was facing a little bit of problem. Sir, in the theory of evolution, means which is the part of this week's assignment, unfortunately. So in the theory of evolution, I was understanding the entire thing, means how the thing is working, how I convert the zeros into ones, and the entire process is clear. But sir, I was just having some difficulty into how to convert that into the file. Sir, actually, sir, if you have seen the videos, and in the fourth part of the video, it was means after the random function it was shown how to implement the same into a file, means how to override
Fine.
the file. I was having a little bit of difficulty in understanding that, sir. So
So,
sir,
like we did in file handling today, try
yes sir,
using these things. I think that
yes,
will work.
I will be trying a practical part of that today.
Yeah, and in
Okay
that
sir.
actually they are using NumPy, I think. NumPy or Pandas for file handling. They are using Pandas, I think. Yeah.
Sir, they were using the spider id, I think. I was using Visual Studio Code, so
No, no, not that one. I think in Pandas library, they are using Pandas library. It is easier to do file handling. They might be using that. I forgot. I have seen that, but I am missing some thing.
Okay, sir.
Not
It's not an
you
issue, sir.
try.
Next week, sir.
Yeah,
Then sir, next week,
try
sir, we
to
are
make.
definitely gonna discuss this. So
Yes, sure.
it will be
In
the
the class,
assignment will
I
be
will
over it.
put some questions. Yeah, sure. Then we
Okay,
can
sir.
discuss.
Just one general
Thank you, sir.
question.
It was a very informative session for me. I could learn a lot from my mistakes, which I said loudly. And I know they are
Yeah,
recorded, they are a part of the YouTube video, so
yeah,
it wouldn't be an issue for me because I am learning every second.
yeah.
Thank you, sir. It
Yeah,
was
Mr.
very nice.
Yeah, welcome.
Just
Mr.
one
Satish, you are saying.
general question, sir. So
Yes,
for
yes,
this programming assessment,
yes.
input mechanism is expected or
Taken
not?
care of.
Or, huh?
When it is written that the input is taken care of, there you don't have to go in that. And where it is not written, you have to take care of.
No, how can I we understand that input is required or not there in that coding program?
There it will be written. If input is not required, then it will be written that
Okay.
the input is taken care of.
Okay. Otherwise, it is necessary.
Yes, otherwise it is necessary.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
And they are automatically generating the input and putting in your program
Okay.
line by line and then executing it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Sir, I had one more question. Sir,
Yeah.
I was trying something,
Mm,
sir, using the triple quote function. And sir, I
mm.
was trying to do some multi-line work and print some numbers along with that triple quote, the statement which I
Not
have written.
not
But sir,
possible.
the number was not coming, sir. That is a question, sir. The number was not
And
printing.
I think you missed that part. And someone asked this question that yes, we can do using triple quotes also in the print statement. But remember that triple quotes wherever we are using, that is called pre-formatted text. That means no format can be changed. Whatever is there, it will
Yes,
be
sir.
printed as it is. So in that case, no other code can be run in between. Everything will be considered as it is. Nothing like it will close its eyes and it will just print whatever is there. It will not think whether a backslash is coming or not
Yes,
or
sir.
nothing at all. Okay.
So that is
So that
exactly the, what happened in my case. Sir, actually, I was trying to do some kind of experiment. Means after doing the regular practicing, I always love to do some experiment work with the computer. So I found this one was another error. And okay, sir, then I will be looking forward to the next session very attentively so that I
so
can get with my current week doubts. Thank you, sir.
so yeah, thank you all. So hope to see you all in the next class.
Yes, sir.
Thank you all. Yeah.
So next day again Tuesday